Welcome back. Once again, I'm Dr. Bradley Nelson, author of The Emotion Code, How to Release Your Trapped Emotions for Abundant Health, Love, and Happiness. In this video, I want to share with you some key concepts that will help you understand why the Emotion Code works and how it's possible that we can find out if you have trapped emotions. I can't tell you how excited I am to share this information with you because I know that it can change your life as it has changed the lives of thousands of others around the world. In the last video, we talked about energy and how your body is actually made of nothing but pure energy. Your mind can be divided into two separate parts. You have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. The conscious mind is where you live. It's the part of you that is listening to me right now and watching this video. We tend to think that our conscious minds are pretty smart. But the reality is that our conscious minds are not very good, really, at storing information. For example, when was the last time you lost your keys? Maybe this morning. When was the last time you lost your car in a parking lot? It was about a week ago for me. Let me ask you another question. Can you remember what you had for dinner last Thursday? As you can see, the conscious mind isn't really very good at remembering things. On the other hand, your subconscious mind is believed to be a holographic computer. It's remembering and archiving everything that you've ever done, every moment you've ever lived, every face you've ever seen in a crowd, every split second of your life, everything you've ever eaten or tasted or touched or smelled. It's all archived in that subconscious holographic computer within you. How do we know this? Well, when doctors perform brain surgery, their patients are almost always awake during that surgery. Now that might sound strange, but it's true. Imagine having the top of your head removed and being awake. But the brain doesn't feel any pain, so although this might sound painful, it's actually not. And during surgery, the surgeon will touch certain parts of the brain to see what the patient feels. That helps him to figure out where he is on the brain. For example, if the surgeon touches the brain in a certain spot, the patient might feel tingling in their foot or in their finger and so on. In this way, the surgeon can more accurately perform the surgery. However, under certain circumstances, a surgeon will touch the brain in a certain spot and a vivid memory might surface for that patient. Suddenly the patient has a memory return to them of Thanksgiving dinner from 30 years ago. They can smell the turkey and the dressing and there's Uncle Bob who's been dead for 20 years and they relive that memory. If the surgeon touches that same exact spot again, that same memory will return. And by the way, these memories that are documented to return to the patient in this way are memories that would not normally be remembered. In other words, these are memories that were thought to be lost to the patient, and yet they suddenly are capable of being retrieved. So we know that these memories are stored in the subconscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind is really a lot like a computer. And I happen to know quite a bit about computers. I was a computer programmer all through the 1980s. When I went through chiropractic college, I can remember my instructor saying to me things like, "The brain is the most amazing, most sophisticated computer in the known universe." And I can remember sitting there and thinking, the brain is a computer. I wonder if we'll ever have the technology to be able to access that computer and download that information that must be in there somewhere so that we can better help our patients. Little did I know at that time that all the healing work that I would do for the next 25 years would be based on accessing that subconscious computer that is within each of us, and that it would enable me to routinely get people well who'd been told there was no cure for them. So how do we actually tap in to our subconscious mind? How do you tap into your own internal computer system? Well, believe it or not, there are a number of ways, but today I'm going to show you the simplest, easiest way to quickly access your own subconscious mind and start to get answers from it right away. I want you to think about a potted plant for a moment. Did you know that it's a proven fact that if you put a speaker in front of a plant that is playing soothing, harmonious music, that the plant will actually grow towards the sound coming from that speaker? That's kind of amazing, isn't it? But did you also know that it's a proven fact that if that speaker is blaring harsh, loud, intense, negative sorts of music, that the plant will actually grow away from that speaker? Did you know that the roots themselves will bend away from the uncomfortable music that's coming out of that speaker? Isn't that interesting? Well, you see, plants are intelligent on some level, and they can respond to positive or negative input. Well, your body is capable of responding to positive or negative input in a very automatic way, just like a plant. In fact, your body will tend to sway forward if you're holding thoughts of truth or positivity or congruency. By the same token, your body will tend to sway backward if you're holding thoughts of negativity or falsehood or incongruency. We use this amazing innate ability of the human body as a simple method of getting answers from the subconscious computer. We call this the sway test. So here's what I want you to do. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart so that you're comfortably balanced. Stand still. Drop your hands down by your sides. Close your eyes. Let all of your worries go. Relax your body completely. Empty your mind. Within a few seconds, you'll notice that it's actually not possible to stand perfectly still. Your body will continually shift its position very slightly in different directions as your muscles work to maintain your standing posture. You'll notice that these movements are very, very slight, and they're not under your conscious control. Now, when you make a positive, true, or congruent statement, your body should begin to sway noticeably forward, usually within less than 10 seconds. When you make an incongruent or untrue statement, your body should sway backwards within that same time frame. I believe this phenomenon occurs because of how you are used to perceiving the world around you. In spite of the fact that your environment surrounds you completely at all times, on all sides, you are used to only dealing with what is directly in front of you at any given time. When you drive a car, for example, when you walk, when you eat, when you work at your desk, you're constantly dealing with the world that's right in front of you, not the world that's behind you or to the sides of you. So when you make any kind of a statement, your body perceives that thought as if it were like anything else it has to deal with, like a file on your desk or food on your plate. It's something that's right in front of you. So let's start with something negative. I'd like you to think about the word war. Now, this is a word that we hear every day, isn't it? What I'd like you to do for a moment, though, is as you're standing there relaxed, I'd like you to actually think about that word and what that word really means. As you're standing there with your eyes closed, focus on war. And for a moment, I'd like you to try to imagine what really goes on in war. If you had to explain what goes on in war to someone who had no idea what the word meant, what do you think you'd say? I want you to try to feel the feelings that are connected with this thought. Okay? War. Now, just as any organism will automatically move away from a poisonous or harmful substance, you should notice that as you're holding that thought of war, your body within about 10 seconds or less will begin to sway backward. It's very important that you don't try to force your body to sway either forward or backward. Simply allow your body to sway on its own. You are giving your subconscious mind its first opportunity to speak to you in this very direct way, and it must be done gently for the best result. Don't force it. It will become easier with practice. If you need to pause the video for a moment, go ahead and do so. Now let's shift to something that's much more positive. When you're ready, I'd like you to state the word gratitude. Keep this word in your mind and try to feel the feelings that are connected with this word, gratitude. Is there anything in your life that you're really grateful for? You can think about that thing, or maybe that person, and allow yourself to fill with that feeling of gratitude for whatever that is. In a few moments, you should notice your body swaying forward. Like a plant growing toward the light, your body will gently sway toward the positive energy of your thought of gratitude. The movement of your body toward your thoughts of gratitude may be more sudden and gradual in some cases, and it may actually surprise you. The vast majority of people are able to experience this fascinating phenomenon. Your subconscious mind actually has something to say. The wonderful and amazing thing about this is that you can tap into this ability, this innate ability of the human body, to find out if you have trapped emotions that are interfering with your life. All that information is in there. Now let's take a look at how the subconscious mind responds to true or false statements. I'd like you to state your name out loud, saying, "My name is blank," fill in the blank. If I were doing this for myself, I would say, "My name is Brad," and I would focus on that thought. If your name is Alex, for example, you could say, my name is Alex. Go ahead and say that. My name is whatever your name is. And now with your eyes closed and standing there, very relaxed, focus on that statement that you just made. That statement about what your name actually is. Your subconscious mind knows what is congruent or true. And when you make a true statement, if you hold that statement in your mind, you'll feel your body begin to gently sway forward because your body is drawn towards positivity, congruency, and truth, just like a plant is drawn towards the light or towards gentle, soothing music. Now let's try an untrue statement. If your name is Alex, for example, you might say, my name is Chris, or my name is Kim. Try that. I'll say, my name is Jim. I hold that thought in my mind, and it doesn't take long, and I start to sway backwards away from that. Okay? As long as you choose a name that's not your own, your subconscious mind will know that this statement is incongruent or untrue. And once you've made this statement, if you keep your mind clear of other thoughts, you should feel your body begin to sway backwards within a few seconds. This is because your body is not only repelled by negative thoughts such as hatred or war, but incongruency and falsehoods are also repulsive to the mind and body. And I believe that's because of who we are and where we came from. Make sure you keep your mind clear of other thoughts after making your statement. If your thoughts are wandering, it'll be difficult for your subconscious mind to determine exactly what it is you're after. What if, for example, you make a positive or true statement, but then you immediately begin thinking about the argument you had with your spouse last night? You'll probably sway backwards because the memory of that event is negative, and your body will naturally want to move away from it. It's important also to have patience with yourself. When you're first learning this method, it might take a little bit longer than expected for your body to sway. Don't get discouraged if that happens. Your body's response time will shorten significantly the more you practice. The most challenging aspect of this form of testing for many people is that it requires them to give up control, even if only for a few moments, and allow their body to do what it wants to do. For some, giving up control is not easy. Nevertheless, this is a simple skill to learn, and it shouldn't take you very long to become proficient. Now, the main thing is to stay focused on whatever statement or thought you are putting out. Just keep your mind calm and allow your subconscious to communicate with you through the mechanism of your physical body. If for any reason you're not able to perform this test for some physical reason or other reason, don't worry. There are other testing methods that are taught very clearly in my book, The Emotion Code. This is just the simplest one for most people. As soon as you think you have the hang of it, you're ready to put the sway test to good use. Ask this question: do I have a trapped emotion? Focus your mind on that question. Do I have a trapped emotion? Close your eyes, relax, and focus on that question. Do I have a trapped emotion? I'm swaying forward. Turns out that I do. Your body will most likely sway forward as well, giving you an affirmative answer that you do have at least one trapped emotion. If your body sways backward, don't assume that you are free of trapped emotions just yet. This may mean that your trapped emotions are buried a bit deeper and might take a little more effort to uncover, but it's not a problem. I will discuss how to find and release this type of trapped emotion later on. Now that you've learned the sway test, in the next video, we will use it to find and release your first trapped emotion together. Once you've mastered the simple skill of releasing trapped emotions, we will move on in video number 4 to discuss the heart wall. I hope you're excited about this. You're about to learn how to get rid of your emotional baggage and your pain, and you're about to learn a way to have more life, more joy, and more abundance and love. So, until next time, thank you for being here.